How did Chicago's mob run illegal gambling operations? Have you ever wondered how organized crime managed to control illegal gambling in a city as vibrant as Chicago? The story of Chicago's mob and its gambling operations is a fascinating chapter in the city's history. It all began with the rise of policy games, which were popular numbers betting games, especially in black neighborhoods. Players would bet on number combinations drawn from tumbling drums. By the 1930s and 1940s, these games had transformed into multi-million-dollar operations run by figures like John Mushmouth, Johnson, and the Jones brothers. These mobsters not only ran the gambling but also invested their profits into legitimate businesses. This strategy helped them create a network that provided protection from law enforcement. The Chicago Outfit, the city's most powerful mob family, took control of many gambling operations by the 1950s. They expanded their influence through intimidation and violence when necessary. The mob was involved in various illegal gambling activities, including slot machines, sports betting, and policy games. They also took over the racing wire service, which was essential for betting on horse races. This control over information was critical for their operations. Illegal gambling establishments often operated openly, thanks to corrupt police officers and politicians who were bribed to ignore their activities. While raids on gambling dens did happen, they were often just for show, allowing the operations to continue. Genuine law enforcement actions could lead to the removal of corrupt officials, but the mob's deep connections made sustained crackdowns challenging. The mob's approach to illegal gambling was not just about direct control. They invested in legitimate businesses like restaurants and nightclubs, which served as fronts for laundering money. Over time, they shifted from violent enforcement to more subtle methods, like taking partial ownership of businesses to ensure compliance and profit. As the 1960s rolled in, law enforcement efforts intensified, including federal investigations and anti-racketeering laws. These efforts began to disrupt the mob's operations. However, the mob adapted by focusing on other gambling-related activities and even expanding into legal gambling as public attitudes changed. The history of Chicago's mob and its illegal gambling operations is a significant part of the city's culture and history. It illustrates the complex relationship between organized crime and urban development. Understanding this aspect of Chicago's past gives us a clearer picture of how the city evolved over the years.